What is going on, everybody? Appreciate you tuning in for another Knicks Nation post-game show. Your New York Knicks demolished take care of business, the Dallas Mavericks. Final score 128-113. A lot of great basketball we saw in that second half, especially Knicks hunkered down defensively. First half, Najee Marshall looked like Michael Jordan out there in the first half. But ultimately, in the second half, the Knicks hunkered down, especially in that third quarter. Knicks got it done. A bunch of great performances tonight. Once again, appreciate you guys tuning in. Subscribe, like, all the good stuff. Thank you again for the support. Really means the world. How about those New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen? The magic number is now 2, by the way. Your Knicks, they moved to 45-26 on the season. Josh Hart, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Josh Hart. Just wanted to open up saying congratulations to Josh Hart. Adios, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Thank you for the support. Thank you for rocking with me loud and clear. I see you. Yuri, Tony, Dis Rover, Day Ones, hit them up. I see all of you. Am I missing anyone? I'm probably missing someone. Sorry. This Rover, Yuri. Castro, what's going on? Hit him up. What's going on? Shout out to Josh Hart, ladies and gentlemen. Another triple-double, his 9th triple-double this season. The most in Knicks history for a single season. Passing the great Walcott Frazier. Guys, Josh Hart has 15 triple-doubles, by the way, and every single one of them has been with the New York Knicks. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about that Hart has 15 triple-doubles, and he has never had a triple-double with the Lakers, with the Blazers, with the Pelicans. Every single triple-double has been with the Knicks. That trade just continues to pay its dividends. So shout out to shout out to Josh Hart. I said shout out to Chris. I don't know why I'm thinking about my podcast co-host, but shout out to Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns. Shout out to Karl Anthony Towns. Cat, 26 points, 11 boards. Amazing. 11 assists for Karl Anthony Towns. First time in Knicks history that you had 2 Knicks get triple doubles. And this game, especially in the second half, Cat was just dominant. Hart and Cat were amazing. OG Anunoby, blood dripping down his nose, was just dominating this basketball game. And his run of domination just continues, and it's incredible. It's incredible. Mike, what's going on, Mike? Appreciate you in here. Eddie, salute. Isaiah, what's good? Chris, what's going on, man? Castro says, what's up? Another feel-good W. Congrats to Hart for breaking Clyde's triple-double record, and with Cat as the first 2 TDs in history. Let's go. Hit them up, says, let's see how they do against a team tomorrow that's not off a back-to-back. Hit them up. Come on, let's enjoy this one. Adios, what's going on once again? Carl, we finally get to see the kids got some run. Also, Kevin McCullough Jr. Congratulations to Kevin McCullough Jr. for scoring his first points in his NBA career. Hopefully it is a good NBA career. Hint, I got a Kevin McCullough Jr. video dropping tomorrow, by the way. So that should be fun. Loud and Clear says, OG the Bloodhound. Blood dripping down his nose. Got hit in the face. I didn't see where he got hit. Got hit in the face, blood dripping down his nose. I'm so ready for the playoffs. That just got me like super hyped for the playoffs because I just automatically thought of how physical the playoffs are going to be. And Anunoby, 3 of 6 from 3, 15 of 24, 35 points. his domination just continues. Look, he's going downhill. He's using his 250-pound bull body to get to the basket, and nobody can stop this man. And he's truly gifted, right? Worth every single penny of that contract, by the way. I know you've had some, he's overpaid, this and that. He's about to match his most games that he's played in his entire career. I think he has like 2 more games to go. He's been solid for us. The thing just health, man. You want to get through these next 11 games healthy, but he looks absolutely dominant. And look, Mavs were coming in here on a back-to-back, right? And no Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis came back yesterday from them in Brooklyn. And to start this game, it was like the Najee Marshall show, right? He just couldn't miss. And I think at the halftime, it was, 68 tied up. And in the third quarter, the Knicks just hunkered down defensively and only allowed 16 points to this Mavericks team. And they just did a great job. Look, the Mavs are without a bunch of people, as we know. But, you did what you're supposed to do. The magic number is now 2, ladies and gentlemen. So you're that much closer to clinching a top 6 seed. And here we go. I'm ready. El Figgy says OG has stepped up big time since the All-Star break. Yes, El Figgy. OG Anunoby has been amazing for this basketball club. It just shows you how dominant of a player he is offensively and defensively. And offensively, you're starting to see another gear from OG Anunoby lately. And look, he was coming back from injury in February. It took him some time. His shot wasn't falling. And, guys, he looks all the way back now. I mean, I love that he took 24 shots tonight, by the way. 3 or 6. Get into the free throw line. 5 boards, 2 steals. I mean, it seems like every game you see 2 steals on the stat line. 35 points, but amazing team effort from the guys. Campaign, I thought, was solid for this team tonight. I thought defensively, Campaign was doing a lot of underrated things out there, drawing charges. I believe he drew 2 charges for this Knicks team. I thought, look, even though 2 points, 5 assists, 2 steals tonight, I thought Campaign was incredible for this club tonight. Precious Achiuwa. There you go. There you go, Precious. There's a Precious. Good game, Precious. I knew you had it in you. 11 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 1 block. Building block. Step in the right direction for Precious Achiuwa. So, look, Knicks, and we'll talk about Kolek, by the way. Knicks, so they made a business decision, right? They sat out Mitchell Robinson today because they're on the first leg of a back-to-back. So last week, he played in the first game of the back-to-back. So tonight, for the majority of the game, the Knicks were 8-man rotation. So they figured they probably would need Mitchell Robinson more tomorrow against this Clipper team, and who's bigger. So it was a strategic move from the New York Knicks. So instead of playing 8-man on the second night of a back-to-back, they played it on the first night of a back-to-back. But it's good that they built the lead and they got the guys much-needed rest because back-to-backs, I think we have 3 more left this season. So Knicks did a tremendous job in this game, building a lead in the second half and just letting the kids play. I mean, I love that. I anytime the kids can play and you see the starters on the bench, shout out to Jalen Brunson, by the way, on the bench, by the way. Guys, how about that? Love that. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Knicks win 128-113. 2 games. Not 2 games. The magic number is 2, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Sierra, what's good? Coach Sierra, appreciate you in that chat. Thank you for hopping in here. Thank you for the support. This Rover says Thibs got all the young guys on eggshells. Yeah, man. It was a great game, man. Honestly, great team effort. Just all around, they look solid. And I know the Mavs are missing a bunch of guys, but all around, they look great, guys. I'm glad we saved Mitch for tomorrow. Yeah. Like you said, Ant, OG is quietly having a career year, and no one is talking about it. Yeah. Look, I dug up some of the numbers during the pod, guys, and career high in dunks, career high in free throw attempts, career high in threes made. Defensively, he's caused, I think I had the number on the pod, but 30 or 40 deflections or 3.2 deflections per game. It's probably way more than that. So he's having a career season. And in a year where he got the bag, because let's be real, a lot of people, when they get the bag, they kind of, sag off a little bit. All right, I got the money now. I'm going to chill. No. Jalen Brunson didn't chill. OG Anunoby's not chilling. Josh Hart didn't chill. These players got paid, and they want to continue to improve their game on the basketball court. And it's just a testament of the players we have on this team. They're strong willpower. They're extremely intelligent, and they want to win, right? They want to win. Has it been a bumpy ride? Has it been a roller coaster of a season? Yes. But this Knicks team is 5 games away from winning 50 games this season. And let's be frank. I mean, I'm excited for the playoffs. I really am. 11 games left, and let's go. But shout out to OG. Shout out to OG. Like Loud and Clear said, if OG gets some ball handling and learn to shoot off the dribble, he will be in the MVP conversation next season. I like that. Yeah, that's how talented he is, right? I mean, I know in terms of layups this season, his percentage is low. I think he's shooting like 43% on layups. And obviously you prefer him to dunk the ball. But once he that's kind of been him throughout his career. But once he kind of, maybe he takes the offseason and, improves his handling. And I believe he can, because that's how talented he is. Like, he's just a tank. And what we've been seeing these past couple of weeks is he's just been bulldozing his defenders. And no one in the NBA wants to stay in front of OG Anunoby. I mean, nobody. I mean, you got a 250, 60, whatever, how many, 260, 270, how much do you think he weighs? Pound bull running full steam ahead. And he's had some tough finishes around the rim. Tonight, he had a lot of tough finishes around the rim. And you love that. You love to see that. But shout out to OG for balling, man. He's just been incredible. And I'm letting you know, OG is today's Kawhi Leonard, and he is young. El Figgy says, I love the defense in the third quarter. Crim's dad, what's going on? Crim's dad. Did anyone see Kolek's defense tonight? He is definitely learning, and he's earned himself some more minutes for sure. Well, Mike, I'm glad you brought that up, because I clipped a Mike Breen drop from tonight, and here it is.
Blocked from behind by Kolek.
We got the drop.
Blocked from behind by Kolek.
Blocked from behind by Tyler Kolek, ladies and gentlemen. I never thought I would hear those words spoken from the great Mike Breen tonight. Kolek was awesome. Tyler Kolek, by the way, 2 games, back-to-back career high in assists. 17 assists for Tyler Kolek in his last 2 games. And the beauty is that he's not turning the ball over. Right? First half, I thought he was fine. Second half, he was really great, I thought. And I know the garbage time, you got a few assists in garbage time, but 9 assists, no turnovers, 2 points. I'm not worried about the scoring, because I know he can score the basketball, but you don't need him to score the basketball when he's out there. Anytime he's on the floor with Cat, Mikal, OG, just give them the ball and put them in the right spots and put them in some great situations. And you saw a couple of those passes to Cat tonight, a couple of those slit passes. He's a point guard, guys. He is a point guard. And now that we have this drop.
Blocked from behind by Kolek.
Blocked from behind by Kolek. The block heard around the world. I'm going to be playing that drop for years to come, as long as Kolek is on the New York Knicks. Daniel, what's going on, man? Yuri says blocked from behind by Tyler Kolek.
Blocked from behind by Kolek.
Isaiah says OG is 240. All right, 240, 250, same thing. Tank, And Coach here says he can't make a layup still. Coach, he made a few layups tonight, Coach OG. He's getting better. Let's be real. OG Anunoby is getting better. And Nostalgic, what's going on? Appreciate you in here. 45 wins. Yeah, guys, it's 45 wins on the season. 45 and 26. You are 19 games over 500. Magic number is 2 to clinch a top 6 seed. And look, you have a game tomorrow versus the Clippers, and you could clinch a top 6 seed this week, and I think you probably will. You have the Indiana Pacers breathing down your neck, but, we'll talk about that for another day. But Mikal was good tonight. Hitting his shots, 21 points, 2 of 4 from 3. When Mikal Bridges is hitting his open threes, hitting his threes, just the floor just opens up. Cat, love to see his 3 back. Payne, I said, was great tonight defensively, especially. I thought he brought energy that you can't quantify. And McCullough Jr., just shout out to him again, scoring his first points. You saw DeLon Wright out there. You saw Shamit finally do some stuff. And Tyler Kolek, Daddy A got out there. You love it. You love it, man. You love it. And A-plus performance from your New York Knicks, guys. I mean, that's pretty much all she wrote. A-plus performance from your Knicks. Nothing really to harp on. I know the first half was like, It was like bad. But Najee Marshall was just, he's Michael Jordan in the first half. I think he missed like 1 shot in the first half, which was crazy. Like, what did he have in the first half? What was he, like 15 out of 16 or something in the first half? And then 38 points, okay. But Klay Thompson, man, seeing Klay like that, sad, man. Sad seeing Klay like that. But Kai Jones looks kind of scary out there, man. It's kind of, I don't want to mess with no Kai Jones, man. But Kai Jones was, 8 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 4 fouls. Cat was just eating him alive all game long, and great game from the squad. Great game from the squad.
Blocked from behind by Kolek.
Sand says Tyler the Creator with 9 assists. Yeah, man. 17 assists for Tyler Kolek in his last 2 games. Back-to-back career highs. Guys, if he was to play a solid 15 to 20 minutes in the league as he progresses, as he gets better, obviously, I think in his career he could easily average double digits in assists. Easily. He's a point guard. That's how talented he is in terms of floor vision. He's been doing this since college. He was doing it all throughout his college career. This is exactly what he's doing. Is he undersized? Yes, but he is using his IQ to his advantage. He's smart. And that's how we got this drop.
Blocked from behind by Kolek.
Sand says OG killed him tonight. He's all over the effing place. Carl says the plus minus for our starters tonight was crazy. Yeah, I didn't even look at that. Sheesh. Plus 17, plus 24, plus 23, plus 19, plus 10. Shamit plus 16. You love it. You love it. You love it. Sand says 2 Knicks with a triple-double. First time in Knicks history. Tyler the Assassin Kolek. Tonka T. Kolek. Love seeing McCullers get his first NBA points. Love the bench celebrating. We need these types of moments going into the playoffs. I cannot stress that enough. Good observation, L Figure. You need these moments going into the playoffs. You saw Jalen Brunson on the bench. No limp, by the way. And trust me, I was watching Jalen Brunson quite a bit. So got a couple of graphics here for you guys. All right, so first time in New York Knicks history, Karl-Anthony Towns. I know this is not an updated stat. I know he finished with, is it an updated stat? No, he had 12 assists. So Cat, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists. Josh Hart, 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. So first time in New York Knicks history, that has been done. And ladies and gentlemen, there he is, our captain, Jalen freaking Brunson. This tells me he's getting close, by the way. He's at the end of the bench. He's traveling to these home games. No limp. I was observing. Like, that's how crazy I am. No limp. And Kolek's birthday is Thursday. He turns 24. Clyde's birthday is on Saturday, too. A couple of Knicks' birthdays this week. Kolek, McCullough, Daddy, and Huck are our future. A Kolek start tomorrow would be sick. Tony says, I said this in December. Tyler Kolek, given 15, 20 minutes, can give you 15 and 10 easily. Yeah. Yeah, Tony. Well said. Well said. You know, it's easily. easily. And he's shown that in the last 2 games, 17 assists with no turnovers. No turnovers. Right? He's protecting the basketball. That's going to get you playing time. Not turning the ball over. Getting your teammates involved. His points will come. I don't need him to score. I don't need Kolek to score. We don't. But we have scores. Just get them to their sweet spots. And that's what he's been doing. And that's what we've been preaching. Right? Shout out to Jalen Brunson. He's looking like he's coming back soon. I don't know. That's scary. Shout out to Josh Hart. First time in franchise history, 2 Knicks players recorded a triple-double in the same game. You love it, man. It's a great game. It's a great game from the squad. Mike says, and I know we give Thibs a tough time, but tonight he was on the verge of being out-coached, and he did his thing. That backdoor play was eating Dallas alive. We need to see that a lot more. In-game adjustments, Mike. Right? In-game adjustments. And I know Dallas is shorthanded, but the Knicks came out of halftime on a mission. Focused, prepared. Defensively, they were hunkering down. Offensively, they were great. 60 points in the second half from the New York Knicks. Right? If we're going to praise the players, let's praise the coach. Right? So shout out to Thibs. Yes, I thought the end-of-game adjustments tonight were good. And look, we got 11 more of these things, guys, and we need to start to build good habits. And I know there's been a lot of talk about, possibly falling back to the 4th seed and, facing the Cavs in the second round. But, you don't want to play with your food. You just want to get to the playoffs healthy, and anything can happen, right? You never know. You never know. A lot of backdooring tonight. A lot of backdooring tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Kolek could be our Pritchard, but the passing version. I like that. Yuri, I see you in the VC. Those of you in the chat, hop in the Discord. We'll get to your calls a little bit later. Take some of your calls a little bit later. Hop in the Discord, then go to the post-game, call in, put yourself on mute until I get up in there. But I see Yuri in the Discord. Yuri is the Knicks Nation caller of the year so far. He calls in every post game. I appreciate you, Yuri. Yeah, just awesome game, guys. Precious, great, step in the right direction. Najee was 9 of 10, 28 points at the half, by the way. Cat had 24 at the half. Campaign, great defensively, just great game. Great game. Tony says, I said this when he was in college. I literally have a Kolek college jersey that he signed for me. He will be the next Chris Paul in 2 years, given minutes. I love the enthusiasm for Tyler Kolek, man. It's just awesome to watch. I know it's been due to Deuce McBride not playing. But, look, you got 11 games left. You're late in the season. You want to build good habits, and it's good watching these young rookies play because we haven't seen them, guys. I mean, we haven't seen Tyler Kolek since January. And you guys in the chat, everyone in the chat has just been knocking at the door and chomping at the bit about, seeing these guys. And, yeah, Crimes Dad, appreciate you for becoming a member, Crimes Dad. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support, as always. But you guys can catch my film breakdowns for becoming a member as well. I get kind of funky on there, by the way. So shout out to you, Crimes Dad. But yeah, I mean, it's look, you got 11 more of these things. You want to build good habits heading into the playoffs and seeing the rookies shine. Look, Kevin McCullough has been back-to-back triple doubles in the G League. And I know it's the G League, and you look around the league, you see Bronny James dominating the G League. You see Moses Brown doing great things in the G League. So you kind of don't want to really take it with a grain of salt, but you notice these things. And it's just promising watching these rookies develop and play in NBA games. So come next year or whenever, like if we need them come playoff time, they're ready, right? They're ready. So Yuri is Ray Romano, the actor. Oh, man. Yasier says, very nice W. Knicks, Stanley, what's going on, Stanley? Knicks have to hold off the Pacers to secure the third spot. Don't want to face the Bucks and Dame in the first round. Well, Stanley, I don't know if you've heard the news. Damian Lillard is out indefinitely due to a blood clot. That was just, the news just dropped during the game. No Damian Lillard for an indefinite amount of time. You don't know if he's going to be out for the season. That's scary stuff. And the Knicks could very well face the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round with possibly no Damian Lillard. And obviously, as a Knicks fan, you would prefer that. Hopefully, Damian Lillard, everything's okay health-wise, because that's scary stuff. I think he's a blood clot. You'd never want to, that's scary stuff, man. So, Bucks don't have Dame. So that kind of changes everything. Right? That changes your whole outlook. Like, you wanted the Pistons, but now I kind of want the Bucks. Right? And so a lot of games to play. A lot of season. Not a lot of season. 11 games left. And we just have to see how the dominoes fall. Because I would think right now, if I were to put money on it, the Milwaukee Bucks would fall to the 6th seed and Detroit will be 5th. And then you're looking at a Knicks-Bucks first round in the playoffs. It's very fluent. You got Indiana, Milwaukee, and Detroit all separated by 2 games. So, it's still very fluent. You still have to, obviously, you got to schedule watch. This is going to go down to the wire, man. This might go down to the final 2 games of the season. Like, these pointless games, they might matter for the Bucks, Pistons, and Pacers about who they would want to play. Right now you're just focused on locking up the 3rd seed, and I think you will ultimately. I know Indiana's been playing really well, and I don't think there's a path for you to even play Indiana unless they fall back a little bit and fall back to that 6th seed, which I don't personally think is going to happen. But it's just like, it's who you want to play, the Bucks, Pistons, or Pacers, and I think the next team can beat all of them, especially the Bucks now with no Dame, right? Especially the Bucks with no Dame. So that's going to be something to watch. But season's winding down, guys. It's playoffs. Let's go. Let's go. El Figgy, yeah, blood clot, man. It's bad, man. It's bad. Crimes as says Celtics would be harder to beat in the playoffs. Yeah, second round, you're staring at the Boston Celtics in the second round. But, guys, anything can happen. Jason Tatum just sprained his ankle the other day, like last game, right? Anything can happen in the playoffs. Like, you never want to wish injury on anybody, but anything is possible. It's a different it's a whole different game. Like, every game is its own chapter. Will I pick the Knicks in that series? Probably not. But look, it depends how we look in the first round. I'm obviously going to be hype. But it's going to be tough no matter how you look at it. But I'm just focused on getting to the playoffs healthy, building great habits, getting our captain back, because without JB, it's going to be tough. So it's going to be tough. Stanley says Obi's playing the best ball of his career. Yeah. Shout out Obi. Obi, Grimes. Them boys balling, man. Yeah, I get it. I just don't think they can beat the Celtics. Crimes Ad says, how long will Tatum be out? They're saying it's not serious. So, I don't know. They're not going to push it, though. They're locked in the 2nd seed, guys. Right? The Celtics are locked in the 2nd seed. I don't think they're going to get first, and they're not going to fall back to 3. So, they're not going to push Jason Tatum to play. They'll be dumb to do that. But it's fascinating. The East is fascinating. Normally, you look at the West. Even the West is up in the air. This is going to go down to like the final game of the season in terms of who teams will play, right? And obviously, we'll make some content about who we prefer to play in the first round. But that Dame injury, guys, changes everything. Like, everything. Like, I know you have Giannis and star power, he'll be the best player in that series in terms of name value. But and without no Dame, that's tough for them. And you would prefer that now to play them. And it's still very fluent though. But I don't know. It's shaking out to be the Pistons or the Bucks. That's how it's shaking out to be, right? That's how it's shaking out to be. But great game, guys, tonight. Great game for you, New York Knicks, man. I mean, you got back. Look, you're 5-5 in your last 10. You won 2 straight. You're home, right? You're in your own bed, like Campaign said. He missed his dogs. Campaign is hilarious, by the way. He was mic'd up tonight. Just hilarious, by the way. Clippers tomorrow. And the Bucks on Friday. Could be a first-round matchup preview without Dame. Then you got Portland, Philly, at Cleveland, at Atlanta, versus Phoenix, versus Boston. Guys, I think Brunson's going to come back because I like him being at the end of the bench, and Mike Breen said it on the broadcast that he needs to come back. He's 4 games eligible from being from making All-NBA, and he needs to average, I think, 15 minutes in one game, 20 minutes in another game. Like, it's weird how they have it, and I think he wants it, guys. I think he wants it, but if he's healthy, if he wants to play, I say play, right? But you don't want to push it, but if he wants to play and get that All-NBA because that is a huge accomplishment, then so be it, right? But Knicks' schedule is not that tough. It's 11 more of these things, guys. Clippers, they've been playing extremely well, by the way, the Clippers. So tomorrow's not going to be a pushover, right? They've been playing extremely well. So, yeah, man. 11 more of these things. Isaiah says, Ant, did you see Mitchell Robinson's comments on seriously locking on for the rest of the season? Seriously locking on for the rest of the season or locking down for the rest of the season? Mitch, look, the only thing I'm worried about Mitch, guys, is health. Yeah, 2 games of 20 minutes, 2 games of 15 minutes. There you go. Thank you, Kromstad. Thank you for the clarification. So he needs to come back and play 2 games of 20 minutes and 2 games of 15 minutes. Fine by me. If he wants to do it, do it. Just don't push it, right? I mean, it's not worth it to go out there and re-aggravate the thing based off of that. So it's just good to see him back on a bench in good spirits. Isaiah says, is it just me or does nobody realize that most of Tatum's injuries lately have been around the foot ankle area? Yeah. El Figgy says, please no JB until his ankle is 100%. High ankle sprains are the worst. It's almost a break. We got lucky. Let's not push it. That's how I feel, El Figgy. I'm like, bro, don't push it, man. I want him to be 1,000% before we see him back on the court. But I know how much these accolades mean to these guys. Right? I know how much these accolades mean to these guys. And if that's important to him, he's going to come out and do it. Nobody knows Jalen Brunson's body better than him. So, Wild Boy Trey. What's going on, Wild Boy Trey? Appreciate you in the chat. Cat is the best center in the league. Tony says 40 assists tonight. That team effort. We got to play this way and move the ball all around. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Knicks win. Blow out the Mavericks. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Great win. 40 assists for you New York Knicks. Moving the ball around. Tyler Kolek, another career high in assists. Karl-Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, back. First time in Knicks history, a duo with a triple-double in the same game. What is going on here? Thank you. Campaign, good energy defensively. OG, dominant. And, guys, this is how OG looked last year in the playoffs. OG was amazing for us last year. I mean, amazing. Remember that game versus Indiana where he was dominant and then, unfortunately, he got hurt? He was awesome. Philly game, dunked on Embiid, electric dunk. Like, OG is ready. Like, he is so ready. And I'm just thrilled that he is now changing it up offensively, going straight to the hoop and just trying new things, and I love it. And Mikel's starting to shoot better. Starting to hit his shots. Right? Hart 2 of 2 from 3 tonight. You love that, man. Tyler Kolek with 9 dimes off the bench. Tyler Kolek. I've gotten a lot of comparisons with Tyler Kolek. People say he looks like Steve Nash. A young Steve Nash. Jason Williams I've gotten a lot of comparison with from Tyler Kolek. So, all right, let's get to Yuri's call. Let's see what Yuri has to say. Let's get to Yuri's call. Yuri, what's going on? Welcome in. How are you? Are you on? You are live. Oh, he says helping out fam real quick. All right, let's get to Yuri in like 2 seconds. Let me know when you're back, Yuri. Let me know when you're back. But those are that you want to hop in, chop it up, give your thoughts on the game, hop in the Discord, and chop it up. Robert says Mark Price. Mark Price, Tyler Kolek. Grimes dad says, not many point guards to choose from. Sand says, this is how the Knicks should do every night. All right, Yuri's ready. Let's get to Yuri. Yuri, welcome in to the post game, sir. How are you? Do you hear me? Yuri. Oh, Yuri. Yuri, I can't hear you. You're muted or something. I don't know what. There we go. There we go. Whoa.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. What's up?
Yeah, I transferred. So, I took notes on this game. Note number 1. I loved how the Knicks played defense tonight in that third quarter. Suffocating, relentless. I wish they played like that every night. And I don't care what anybody says. This was a game you wanted to win because the Pacers were on your tail. They were 2.5 games back. You now push the lead up to 3. Note number 3. We hate you, Josh Hart, but we love you. From Walt Clyde Frazier. Congratulations to Josh Hart for breaking the Walt Clyde Frazier record. And congratulations to Kat. 2 triple doubles for the first time your Knicks do all together. You heard that, Ant? Not 1, not 2, not 1, but 2 Knicks.
Oh, yeah, man. Love it.
You're 2 Knicks, Scott.
We witnessed history tonight, guys. History. It's going to be a trivia question in about 25 years or 30 years. Who were the first? When was the first time 2 Knicks had triple doubles in the same basketball game? And who were they?
Crazy.
Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns. How about Kat, Yuri? Kat's been Kat, right?
Kat's been Kat. We all wanted Kat to be Kat. I know. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. There was a lot of narratives going around about, the Knicks being tired. People seem to forget there's a human element to this game. You feel fatigued. You feel burnt out. Josh Hart even commented on it. Even called the Knicks out on it. Mental toughness is key, especially if you're the Knicks. And let's be honest here, Ant. I'm not trying to call them out, but they were soft throughout these last few road trips.
Yep. Mentally, they weren't there. They weren't locked in mentally at all. And that's why they had those hiccups versus Spurs and the Hornets, right? And that's when we were clamoring in that Hornets game for Tom Thibodeau to expand his rotation. And tonight, he went, for majority of this game, obviously the Knicks blew them out, but he went to an 8-man rotation. So instead of doing it in a second leg of a back-to-back, now with no Mitchell Robinson, he did it in the first leg of the back-to-back. So tomorrow you're going to have Mitch. Your rotation will be 9. So it was just a strategic play from the New York Knicks tonight, and it worked out because, quite frankly, you didn't need Mitch.
You
And
didn't.
you didn't.
You really didn't.
Yeah.
Because what? Dallas Mavericks defense is what? Almost last in the league? They're what, 26th, 27th?
Yeah, they're not great. I mean, they're
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 not
they're,
that
they're
great.
without
They
everybody, man.
were basically, we were there at one point, and we were there at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And to see how this Knicks defense has transformed, what are we, like 13th now?
I have to look it up. You talking about defensively?
Yeah, defensively, not offensively. I know we're like top something.
Yeah, I have to look that up, but I think we're creeping up there, Yuri. I think we are, because ever since Mitchell Robinson came back, I know there was a stretch where we were second in terms of defensive rating, but I think we're creeping up there, right? And look, you know the old cliche, defense wins championships, and
Yeah, no. I also want to comment something too. Pat Beverly, off topic before we get on real topic. Pat Beverly actually called out the Cleveland Cavaliers in his recent podcast.
they're 13th. They're
He
13th, Yuri. They're 13th.
They're 13th.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're creeping up. They're back in the top 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I get on it, and I'm gonna make this short, Pat Bev called out the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he said that he does not trust the Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs. They're a 1 seed, yes, but he does not trust them for one reason only. If Darius Garland does not play defense, if Donovan Mitchell does not play defense, we've all seen that 4-game losing streak they can go on, and I've watched those games. I've watched almost every game of our content of who we're going up against. There's one weakness to that Cleveland team. If they don't play defense, if they even relax without even playing defense, they can blow games. So that's going to be something to watch come the playoffs.
It will be, but how it is lining up, you're not going to see Cleveland until if you reach the Eastern Conference Finals. How it's lining up, Yuri. So,
Yeah.
Look, they could be eliminated in the second round, let's say. They could be. And look, the 4-game losing streak, they kind of needed to, stabilize a little bit. They were just winning at an extremely crazy, unsustainable rate, and they've been amazing all season long. But Yuri, what side do you lie on? Do you want the Knicks to fall back to 4, or do you want them to stay at 3? Because if
I know I've said this before.
Go ahead.
And I'm asking you respectfully. Do you want me to be clean since it's family friendly, or do you want me to give you my real honest opinion?
Family friendly.
Okay, because I ranted about this before. I want all the smoke. Let me be real. I don't care. We ain't ducking no smoke.
Yeah.
I want the Detroit Pistons. Matter of fact, I want my lick back against the Pistons. They basically beat us at our own home 2 times this season. I want my lick back.
Mm-hmm. Likewise. I do. Likewise. Yuri, always appreciate the call, Yuri.
Of course.
Shout out to Yuri, ladies and gentlemen. Always calling in the chat. He wants his lick back on the Detroit Pistons. How about that? They're 2-1 against us this year, right? And look, the way the Knicks schedule is, we play Cleveland twice, right? In the final week, I believe, of the season. And look, one of those games are at the end of the season, so it's probably not for nothing. But you mean to tell me if the Knicks finally beat Cleveland, like El Figgy says in the chat, we have to switch the narrative that we can't beat top teams? We do, right? We do. And we all know the playoffs are a different animal. And the Knicks, hopefully they can, hit a different gear. And I think they can hit a different gear. Look, you mean to tell me if we sweep the Pistons or the Bucks in the first round, we're not going to think to ourselves, like, why not? Why not us? We're not going to get crazy and say that? I am. I am. And it's on the table. Bucks without Dame, guys. Come on. They're still a tough team, but that just got easier. Pistons, young, scrappy, gritty, well coached, but Thibs outcoached JB Bickerstaff a couple of years ago when he was with Cleveland. I remember that. I was at some of those playoff games in MSG. dominant. Just out coach them. So, yeah, we got Cleveland the 2nd and the 11th. Now, this game right here is probably you're not going to really – your starters are probably not going to play heavy minutes in this game. But April 2nd, you might. And that's on a second night of a back-to-back. How many back-to-backs? We got 1, 2, 3 more back-to-backs left for you New York Knickerbockers. Sheesh. So that's another reason to kind of like scale it back a little bit. So Robert says no reason to believe the Cavs will somehow stop doing the things they've been doing all year. Look, they're a tough team, great bench. Now that they have DeAndre Hunter, respecting them. Crimes Dad says Cavs won't play the starters, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, they're going to have everything locked up, so that game probably won't matter the way it's shaping up. So Isaiah says, I don't care if Cade has been playing out of his mind. I truly believe the playoff OG will lock him up. Likewise, look, Cade is going to get his points. He's going to have his moments. But you have a sort of like a stopper with OG Anunoby. You can throw him at Cade. Cade is 6'7", 6'8". He's a big guard. And look, you have OG and Mikal to switch off one another and do that. But the Knicks have struggled with the Pistons this year. Open threes, toughness, they've struggled with them. So I would like the 4th seed because I want to get to the Eastern Conference Finals versus the Celtics. Mike says, if my background wasn't noisy, I call in and agree with Yuri. I think we need to be the best team we can be going into the playoffs, which means we should want all the smoke. Let's go, man. Don't duck from any smoke. We've seen in years past. Didn't the Bucks try to do that last year and didn't work out for them in years past, where they've tried to match up against a certain opponent and it didn't work out? So you've seen that work against teams in years past. Yeah, play who's on your schedule. However it shapes up is however it shapes up. The basketball gods will respect it either way. Not either way, but just if you play to win and you finish out the season healthy and you don't duck teams to get matched up with the Cavs in the second round. Would I prefer the Cavs in the second round? Yes, I would. But if it doesn't line up like that and it's not shaping to line up like that, then it is what it is, guys. I mean, it is what it is, right? Who knows? Celtics could be depleted in the second round. You don't know. You really don't know. I mean, players drop like flies in the playoffs. They do. And stakes are higher. Intensity's higher. Motion, passion. So I'm not ducking from smoke. I never duck from smoke. I want to play the best teams to see where we are. Truthfully, we are not going to get better tanking teams. Come on, I want the 3rd seed and whoever we play. I agree, Mike. I agree. But, Mike, some people have said they wanted the 4th seed. That's why I'm just bringing that up. Iron Bear Grizz is in the chat. We got another caller in the chat. Thank you, Yuri, for letting me know. Hold on. Let me get to him really quick. Oh, he just left. Iron Bear, let me know if you're in the chat, and I will go to you again. Let me know what if you want to say something about the New York Knicks. Get it off your chest. Hop in the post-game call-in show again, and I'll go to you. But, yeah, we ain't ducking from any smoke. All right, there he is. Iron Bear, welcome to the Knicks Nation post-game show, sir. How are you?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you loud and clear.
Well, I got to tell you right off rip, man, it's good to see the kids out there, you know?
Yes.
Pacome was looking good. You know, I see McCullough looking strong in the G League, so I was real impressed with that. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that this shows the coach that give the kids a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the depth. We just got to trust in them. Let them run. Let them ride with it. You know what I mean? the assist numbers we got today and the plus minus was off the chain. And that's what you want to see. When you're going up against a depleted team like that, you want to put your best foot forward. You dig?
I agree. And look, McCullough's back-to-back triple-doubles in the G League. How about that? Shout out to McCullough. And it's great.
And he got a grown man build. I like his build. You know, he got that OG build. You know, he looked strong out there. He was confident. And it's great to see everybody supporting him because I thought Hart was going to take that game ball. But he said he's going to give it to the youngin, you know, to celebrate his first bucket. So hopefully it's first of many to come, right?
Exactly. And shout out to Josh Hart for doing that. Such a class act. He could have just kept the game ball. Look, he's reached 9 career triple-doubles as a Knick, first time. I mean, passing Clyde Frazier, the great Clyde Frazier. But he wanted to give the ball to McCullers. I mean, just a class act from Josh Hart, man. And look, it's good that we have the pipeline, right? Now you see the vision of this front office. You see McCullers, you see Pacom, you see finally Tyler Kolek start to give you some minutes. Finally, Thibs starting to play him due to an injury, unfortunately. But it's good that you have these rookies out there growing, learning, playing, and even growing through the mistakes, right? I mean, they're going to make mistakes, and you have to learn through those mistakes. So
you got to throw them into the fire, so they got to learn how to cook, right? And we got to also take into consideration, we don't have many draft picks. So this is our team. Between the salary cap and the second apron nonsense, you know, we're not going to be able to get that much high-quality young players. We do pretty good late-round drafting, but we got to understand that this is what we're going to have to work with for potentially the next, 3, maybe 4 years. So it's important to develop these guys, not just have them riding the pine and running in on G League, but getting some actual minutes out there. And hopefully it won't just be garbage minutes in the future.
Yeah. Look, come playoff time, Iron, look, minutes are going to be, tight. Thibs is going to play his starters a lot. I think JB averages like 38, 39 minutes in the playoffs. I mean,
yes, sir.
Josh Hart is playing damn near every minute in the playoffs. So the bench rotations are going to shrink, but it's the final 11 games. You want to see these guys out there because we want to go into the playoffs fresh. We want to go into the playoffs healthy. We don't want to go in limping or, guys banged up. You want to see these rookies out there, and I'm proud that they're out there, and they look good, right? I mean, you see Kolek out there, 17 assists in these last 2 games, no turnovers. I mean, career highs in assists. I mean, he looks great.
Looking like a young Mark Jackson out there, getting them buckets and, making them dimes looking sweet. I mean, I love Brunson, but my only issue is, he's a scoring point guard. It's nice to see a point guard who's more focused on facilitating. I mean, Brunson's a savage, go get them buckets, young gun. But it's nice to see someone out there who can see the floor and, optimize everybody's best ability, because that's the job of the point guard.
Yeah, and Brunson was doing a great job at that early on in the season, and he's kind of like he's amazing, obviously, but yeah, I mean, watching Kolek is so refreshing, right? I mean, it was just a struggle when Brunson went down to just get into your sets offensively, and look, the Knicks are now 5-4 without Jalen Brunson. So but Deuce is more of that off guard, that catch and shoot guard. We needed Kolek to come in and run things. I don't need Kolek to score. This is exactly what I need Kolek to do, right? So, yeah.
I mean, and I'm looking at OG, man. I mean, he could be potentially a DPOY and an all-star, no doubt, in the near future. I don't see why not. I mean, he does everything. You can't ask for more from a guy. I mean, he's bleeding. He's dropping to the floor. When that shirt get untucked, you better watch out, boy, because when he starts sweating, you better just look out because he's like a freight train when he go in that paint.
OG has been phenomenal. I don't know what he has. He changed his diet or I don't know what he has been doing, but he has been phenomenal lately for this team, right?
I just want to add, one last point that you mentioned earlier that, once he got that bag, a lot of players tend to just take the foot off the gas, but he seems to be pressing the gas harder. He said when he came here that he wanted to be more involved in the offense, and that's why he wasn't happy up in Toronto. So he's showing improvement, and that's how you get that respect and you get them touches. You got to go out there, show improvement. Youngin is doing that, no doubt. He's just getting into his prime too. When you look at this squad, people forget everybody's in their mid to late 20s. Everybody's really knocking on their prime.
Yep.
So we got a good 4 years
Yep.
of these guys just competing, because how long is Boston to be able to keep that roster together with the salaries and all that? Same thing with Cleveland. You know what I mean? So we really have a window here where we can, make a run to the championship a few years in a row and maybe bag 1 or 2.
I agree, and it's only year 1, and it's crazy. It's been a roller coaster of a season, though, but it's only year 1, and now you're seeing. I mean, beginning of the season, everyone, the offense was on fire. Now you're seeing them start to be better defensively with Mitch back. Now you're seeing the Rooks play. Now you're seeing OG get his. Now you're seeing Cat beat Cat. It's. I'm excited for the playoffs, but Iron, appreciate the call, man.
Yo, you're doing a great job, and blessings to the chat.
Blessings. Peace. Appreciate that call. Shout out to Iron. Thumbs up for Iron in the chat, man. First time caller. Hopefully it's not your last, man. That was some good insight, great insight from Iron. Really appreciate that call. And yeah, it's looking up, guys. It's looking up. We had last week. I'm not even thinking about last week, right? We don't think about last week, but it's 11 games left, right? Build good habits, stay healthy, and just get your captain back. And I just stay healthy, right? Just stay healthy, get Mitch back, acclimated into things, have his minutes increase more and more, because he's going to be very vital for our playoff push. And we just go from there. Let's not forget, Mitchell Robinson, a lot of times that we played the Bostons, Cleveland, Mitch wasn't there, right? He wasn't there versus Detroit. He wasn't there. So that's going to be a cool little wrinkle to watch. I do think he will make a difference. Right? OG changed his hair from El Figgy. OG changed his hair. Did he? Let me see. I'll try to look that up. Isaiah says, we can't forget the man who just bought the Celtics. He's a diehard fan. He has a lot of money. Celtics got a big tax bill, man. They're paying, I think, $200 million or more than that in luxury tax. They got a big tax bill. OG is a Kawhi Leonard who shoots better. Andres says, great call. Yeah, man. Shout out to, that was an amazing call. Amazing call. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to the community. Honestly, thank you for the support again. Really do appreciate it, because playoffs are coming, and you guys just mean everything, honestly. And we ain't done. Job not finished. We still got 11 more of these things, and just shout out to the community. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all always rocking with me. And, yeah, man, this is just the beginning. Isaiah says $219 million luxury tax bill. Crazy. Tony says salute to the guy in the Discord. Yeah. Salute to everyone that calls in. Salute to you guys in the chat. Tony says thumbs up. Great call, man. Great call. I'm trying to see if we have. Yeah, look, this is OG. I don't want to show his blood. I'm not gonna do that. All right, this is his hair. In this clip, you see the blood coming down his face, but I'm not gonna show it. But yeah, looks like he got a. You got that fade. It's like a high top fade a little bit. I like it. El Figgy says we just need to get hot at the right time going into the playoffs. That's all it's about, right? Guys, first round. Let's imagine things, right? Let's just first round we sweep the Pistons, or even if we win in 5 against the Bucks. Going to the second round, if we're hot, we're shooting the ball well. It's a different feel. It's a different game, right? And I know every game is its own chapter, and I know you're not going to feel that confident going into those games versus Boston, or if we fall to 4 going into those games versus Cleveland. But come on, man, it's New York. It's go time, man. It's not game 3 of an NBA season. Like, stakes are higher for Boston too. Like, stakes are higher. And yes, they won a championship last year, but it's just what you want to do going into the season. You want to build good habits. You want to just get healthy at the right time, and you just want to play great basketball. And tonight was a great step in the right direction. Can we all agree on that? It's a great step in the right direction, right? And Mikel's numbers without JB have been really good and really good. So he's had great games with JB, but he's just been great for this team lately, right? So he's kind of snapped out of his little funk that he was in. He's been amazing. So he's starting to get it going. OG has been dominant. Cat is starting to look like Cat, right? How about the 4 missed free throws from Cat, too? He was pissed off and annoyed tonight. Payne is always going to be that energy guy off the bench. Whether you go with Payne or Kolek, the coach will probably trust Payne in a playoff series, and as he should. You know, Payne has been solid for us. Defensively, you saw what he brings. Even though he's small, he brings the energy and he brings the charges and all that stuff. Hart is Hart. He's going to play over 40 minutes. Precious is the one that I'm worried about, right? I'm kind of concerned. But tonight was a good step for Precious Achiuwa. Because when everyone was healthy, Precious, let's not forget, was out of the rotation. You saw Porty on the bench too. Good to see him on the bench. So, you know, you're really hoping Shamet comes in, Deuce comes in, and gives you that punch that you need off the bench. Because, guys, if they don't, game 2, game 3 comes around, and you're getting nothing from your bench, you got to switch it up, right? Obviously, we'll talk about that when we get there, but Thibs can't be that stubborn with his bench in the playoffs. Can't. Like, if you're not getting nothing from Shamet, nothing from Payne, I mean, you got to switch it up because you only got – it's only a 7-game series. We don't got 10 games to figure things out. Like, Shamet don't have 10 games to figure it out. Like, no. So, that's going to be interesting to watch. There aren't too many OG Anunobys in this league. We got to steal. Yeah, man. Buzzer Beater says, Anthony, what is the vibe in NYC when it comes to the Knicks? Buzzer Beater, come playoff time, the vibe. If you've never been to a Knicks playoff game, I know it's super expensive. It's like $200 per ticket. So if you go for 2 people, like let's say you take your significant other, you take your wife, you take a friend, you're paying like close to $500. But I mean, it is an experience. Come playoff time, I mean, last year, the Philadelphia 76ers series, I was at game 1, electric. Game 2, obviously, I actually had tickets to game 2. I didn't go, but electric. I mean, the streets just fill up. The vibes are immaculate. The city's alive. The city's breathing. And that's just what makes the Knicks being contenders so late in the season just amazing, because the city is just electric. And there's no place you'd rather be, honestly. Like, it's MSG shakes during the playoffs. Shakes. So, El Figgy Thibs has been monitoring minutes better since the Mikel talk. He has been, El Figgy. He has been. He's been monitoring minutes better. And before we go, what does Coach Thibs do with Kolek once Deuce comes back from his injury? I say Kolek goes back to DMP, Tony. As much as I don't like it, I say Kolek goes back to DMP. I mean, that's my best guess, right? That is my best guess, but you never know. Thibs could change it up a little bit, but I say if we're fully healthy, your rotation's Payne, Deuce, Shamet, and Mitch off that bench. And I say if you have let's say Payne is playing poorly, then you could switch it up, but I say he goes back to DMP, right? Buzzerbeater says, I thought Thibs learned his lesson from Obi. He needs to play the rookies more. Isaiah, Mikel's a real one for that, man. I don't care if he should have kept that in-house. Yeah, I love that Mikel came out and said that. The Magic are starting to play better. Just a note. Buzzerbeater says Kolek should have started tonight. What's going on, Buzzerbeater? It's another day one. What's going on, Buzzerbeater? Appreciate you always rocking with me in these post games. Yeah, look, Magic, they are starting to play better. 6-4. I think they just beat the Lakers, right? They just beat the Lakers, just beat the Cavs. So they've been going through a funk. They've been playing better. Hawks have been playing better. But that's your plan, right? That's your plan. And, yeah. 1, 2, locked up. 3. Pacers are on your tail, right? 11 games left. They're 3 behind you. I mean, you have the tiebreaker, but still some time here to – if you lose tomorrow versus the Clippers and the Pacers win, they're 2 games back. So, I mean, there's still some time here. Not that I'm calling for that, but I'm just – 3 games is with 11 left. It's still like – let me look at this if they update it. Yeah, Knicks magic number is now 1. Let's see. So these are the magic numbers. Knicks magic number for top 6 is 1. Magic number to clinch the number 3 seed is 8. And they have a 92% chance on finishing the 3rd seed. This is from playoffstatus.com. So they have a 92% chance finishing the 3rd seed, and the highest odds finishing the 6th seed is the Pistons at 72%. But the Bucks at 24%. I would have believed that's higher now that Dame's out. So I don't think that quantifies Damian Lillard being out. So. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys in here. Smash the like button. Get those 30 likes. Let's get the 30 likes before I head up and out of here. Appreciate you guys rocking with me again. Really appreciate the support. Crimes Dad, appreciate you for becoming a member. If you want to become a member, really appreciate the support as well. I do film breakdowns. Just started to do that. Kind of go off the rails a little bit. Kind of have fun with it. Not really get in depth, but I kind of, go through the film and have fun with it, just to put out more content out there for you guys. But game tomorrow versus the Clippers. Gotta win. Gotta get, sustain this momentum. And hopefully we get Mitch back tomorrow. I hope that we can. And yeah, but appreciate you guys in the chat. It's always Let's Go Knicks. I'm Anthony. Thanks for the support as always. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Peace.